everyone! Today we're gonna read you a story called The Artist by Porta. Look at that fox. I think we're gonna see some cool artists in this story. Might be a forest story too, huh? Hidden far away between tall mountains, there lies a secret valley. You could pass it 100 times and still not see it, unless you knew just where to look. It's super secret. Do you see how cool it's surrounded by tall mountains? Sarah stood at the top of the mountain and looked down at the valley below. The air was changing and the birds were flying south to warmer places. Look, and what does she have in her hands? It looks like a drum, huh? There's the colorful valley down below. The leaves were turning different colors and saying goodbye to the trees. The wind was tumbling and leaping like a wild horse that could not be tamed. After the lazy days of summer, it was time for a change. As the wind played with her hair, Sarah had a curious idea. What if all the leaves are flying to the same place? Do you think she's gonna follow those leaves? Do you think they're flying to the same place? Down in the deepest part of the forest, Tiki was getting ready to leave his nest. He was waiting for his best friend Eula. She had promised to come and say goodbye, but she was always late. To pass the time, Tiki started to make up a song. He was going to call it Summer. Do you see he has a guitar? Look at all his family. They're all flying south for the winter, huh? And he's probably going to go fly with them. Meanwhile, Eula still hadn't left home. It wasn't that she meant to make people wait. Look, what's she doing in her house? Look at her house in the forest. It was just that she liked to paint, and she took her painting very seriously. When she painted, time seemed to pass ever so fast. Today, as Eula looked at her white paper, she felt very empty. Outside, the birds were leaving the valley, and soon her best friend, Tiki, would leave too. Look, she's looking at the birds. With a few brush strokes of blue, here and there, she painted Tiki. And she wrote him a note. It says, "Come back soon, Tiki." Suddenly, a huge gust of wind flew through the window. "Oh, I'm very, very late," exclaimed Eula as she ran out of the door, past her grandmother's. "Careful of the giant wave." Do you see her grandma's warning her of the wind? There she goes running. They tried to warn her, but the wind stole her painting. Oh no! Look at it's blowing away. Do you think it's gonna go the same place where the leaves are? Oh! It dropped. Look, and a frog landed on it. The painting landed in a dark, cold part of the forest where nobody ever went. And by the time Eula reached it, it was a soggy, muddy mess. How could she give Tiki his goodbye present now? Look, it's all muddy. She's so brave, huh? Tiki was still waiting. The longer he waited with no sign of Eula, the worse his mood became. At this rate, night would fall while he was still halfway through his journey, and Tiki didn't like flying in the dark. Besides, there's nothing worse than having to wait to say goodbye. He closed his eyes and listened to the strange sounds of a drum echoing in the wind. Who's playing the drum? Do you remember? Is it Sarah? Remember Sarah was following the leaves and she's playing the drum? This is a strange place, Eula thought. It smelled of moss, and she could almost hear a faint drumming sound from far away. Does she also hear Sarah? Whoa, look at this weird creature in this dark part of the forest. Opening her eyes, she saw the strangest sight. A curious little creature, as delicate as a ballerina, was repainting Eula's gift. all the trees and rocks around it were suddenly splattered with color. Look at the little creature in the dark part of the forest is painting. Oh, wow! Look at how beautiful. Eula's painting was now covered in hundreds of dots. They looked a bit like leaves flying in the wind, or the flocks of birds that filled the sky. Tiki! Eula remembered. She had to say goodbye before it was too late. Just then, from the depths of the wood came a powerful gust of cold air. As if somebody had just opened an enormous door. The wind was so strong that it carried Eula off into the darkness. Oh no. The wind scooped her up with her painting. Hello, my name is Yellow. Are you going south? Can we go together? Look, Tiki's still waiting and playing his guitar, and all the birds are flying. There's a new friend. Tiki could wait no longer. This is very late, even for Eula, thought Tiki. She must have forgotten. It was time for him to leave. Come on, Yellow, he said gloomily. The south is waiting. He's flying and he's not waiting anymore for Eula. But where is she? She's trapped in the dark part of the forest. Making her way through the forest, Sarah stopped for a moment to watch two birds flying further and further into the distance. The leaves were now blowing in from every corner of the valley. She was sure that they were all going to the same place. Curious, she followed the wind to the merry beat of her drum. So look, Sarah's still following the leaves, and look, there she sees. There's Tiki and Yellow. Where are the leaves taking her? Oh no! What if Eula's in danger? Tiki's getting worried while he's flying about his friend. Up in the sky, Tiki thought of Eula as he and Yellow flew against a strong wind. They had to go back. Eula's house was empty. Oh no, where could she be? Fortunately, her grandmothers had seen her. She went down there, but watch out for the giant wave. And the big gust, and also the twister. What strange things her grandmothers say, thought Tiki, but what matters is that we've got a good clue. So her grandmothers are trying to warn them of the big wind, huh? Rushing down the slope, they bumped into Sarah. Are you following the leaves too? Asked Sarah, surprised. No, we're looking for Eula, answered Tiki. Sarah didn't know who Eula was, but the birds seemed very worried about her. She decided to help them. Oh, what a nice friend Sarah is. The mysterious leaves could wait. So look, now they're all going to form a search party, huh? When they reached the bottom of the slope, they found a spot with all sorts of colors splattered about. How strange. Do you think that's where the creature was painting the painting? And a little further on, Tiki came across a picture that had his name on it. Had Eula painted this? Is it a clue? Look, what's that poking out? Is that the artist? Before he could pick it up, the little ballerina appeared suddenly, covering their faces with colors before twirling away into the trees. Hey, is that Eula's painting? Called Tiki, as the three of them followed in pursuit. Oh no, look at the little creature stole the painting. Look at how she made the trees so beautiful. They're all chasing her now. They want the painting back. Distracted by all the colors they didn't see, the little ballerina hiding herself away, they suddenly felt a great gust of air, and a shadow fell over them as a giant wave of leaves swallowed them up. Oh no, there's the leaves that Sarah was looking for. The wind blew them all to the dark part of the wood. Ah, look at the big pile of colorful leaves. Tiki! Eula! Inside the pile of leaves, it was very dark. But two familiar voices could be heard somewhere within. They began to move toward each other as the cold air started to blow again with a frightening roar. Are they stuck in the pile of colorful leaves? Oh, that's is what it looks like inside. Look at them all blowing. There's Sarah with her drum, and there's Tiki. Oh, and there's Eula. They all got to the same spot in the forest. Once they recovered from their surprise, they couldn't stop laughing. Ha 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 ha. Look at the leaf pile just stopped. The wind blew through, and now it's just a pile of leaves. Tiki! What a joyful goodbye for Tiki. Look at his friend's so happy to see him. She's hugging him. And so many new friends have been made. They met Sarah in yellow. Tiki decided to compose a song to remember this very special day. He would call it Autumn. Look at, they're playing the drums and the guitar, and they're all singing because they got reunited. At last, Tiki and Yellow were flying off towards the south. They would be back in the spring, but now Eula didn't feel quite so lonely. Because look, she has her new friend Sarah. That's so nice. She was ready for the cold weather to arrive and for many more adventures with Sarah in Secret Valley. Hi, Onion Head, come and paint. And there's the valley. So do you guys think that special onion ballerina was the artist and she was the painter? And maybe the leaves reminded her of all the dots she was painting, huh? That's a pretty silly story of the forest. What an adventure. Bye, everyone.